right there, she fuck OVO. You see that bitch right there, she fuck Romeo. No one knows. Jump in that cool.
Music is my life. And 14 months ago, I enrolled into the Los Angeles Film and Recording School, studying music production and music business to get a 4-year degree. And though COVID interrupted all our plans, I've still been able to maintain a 3.7 GPA. So yeah, I was able to get over the Zoom calls and the remote learning, but school tuition is quite steep, and financially it's been a challenge to keep up with school tuition. All donations are appreciated. Thanks for watching this video. It's your boy Word. Thanks to all my subscribers, viewers, and followers. Did it before and I do it again. Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy Word back on the WatztheWord channel. About to jump into another hookah bang. Know what time it is. It's your boy Word, man. About to jump into an album review actually today. Back on the WatztheWord channel, y'all know what time it is. Tonight, Life of a Don by none other than Don Toliver just dropped. I am a Don fan. I don't believe I actually did a record with Don Toliver yet. I can't recall. Y'all let me know in the comments if I already did. But, man, if you don't know, now you know I'm definitely a Don Toliver fan. Don Toliver, I think, is one of the most unique, progressive, new age, new era style artists. Of course, he's a signee of Cactus Jack. Shout out to Travis. Got a great eye for talent. Heaven and Hell was his actual debut album. That album came out maybe roughly over 2 years ago, I want to say. Heaven and Hell, loved it front to back. It's a very cohesive record. A lot of similar sounds moving from record to record. But I think he actually pulled it off pretty well, so it was a solid debut. This album, we had the What You Need, Whatever You Need single that already came out, which was a nice, solid single. And then he had, I think it's called Drugs and Melodies. I think it may be called that with it's actually his girl, Callie Uchaz. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. That record fit them very well. They was able to kind of both run their own lanes on that record. But, yeah, man, Life of a Don. I love the title. I think this is kind of be a real introduction into, like, who Don Toliver, the individual, is, more so than just a musician. So I'm interested to kind of learn more about him because, as of now, we don't know a lot about Don. We just kind of know he's a musical genius. His voice, like I said once before, is very unique. Sonically, he's one of the most impressive to me. I think his taste in production is just its own. It's kind of its own vibe. It's definitely got some influences of Travis, but I think it's also got its own little sub-genre within the Travis realm. So, and he makes sense with Cactus. You know, he makes sense to be signing Cactus Jack. I think he reflects kind of what that brand puts out. And, man, he's been killing it, man. He's got a lot of features. He was on Nas' album. He was just on Baby Keem album. He was on Donda, the Moon record, one of my favorite records on there. He's got also I think he got a record with Internet Money, His and Her with Uzi and Gunna. That record's crazy. So he's been moving around, man, pretty active. He on tour right now, headlining his own tour. I was dying to see him. Unfortunately, some COVID complications got in the way with like limitations, but he'll be coming back to St. Louis. He also about to go on tour with Weeknd. This tour was actually supposed to happen previous to COVID. It was the After Hours tours. I'm not sure if it's going to be called the same thing, but he's still booked to be on that tour too as well. So I'm excited, man. I'm a fan of Don. Somebody I kind of been advocating for some time. And he's kind of shown and proved, you know what I mean? He's proven to be one of those guys. So I'm going into this album with some nice expectations. Definitely expecting some great music. To continue the momentum he's already been carrying out for the year, and just to deliver, man. And I think he definitely will. So, man, without further ado, let's get to it. Still get sexy. I like the build up. Love the instrumentation. It's a nice blend of nostalgic, futuristic type of instrumentation.
Shawty popping in for tips. Started at the crib, now she popping at the strip.
His music is so like, where's this nigga really at? Like, this is definitely some Travis influence for sure, but his tone is so nice. Oh yeah, this is that premium Toliver right here, dog. This is premium. Woo, that cadence right there, dog. Go your Bible, they hit way bigger. Ain't nigga. Woo. Pay my dues in the streets, I'm litty. With a bad bitch through the whole pandemic. Gets the grain, I pity. Hundreds of bags of cash is litty. Right now off that wall. Split it with the fam on 1, 2. Way bigger. Nigga. That's the way they drink Douce. Lemonade only, simply at that. But they hit way bigger. Put a lemonade in my Douce, nigga. Woo. That nigga made me want to hop on this shit for sure. Take us down that journey. That's it. That's a scene change right there. Woo. Nasty. Woo. That's some party next door shit. Body that shit. Feature Trav.
I'm drowning all in them, I'm having a scoop. You walk away with shade, them Macarenas. I took her far away to Lithuania. The words are safe, blocks and handles. Alright, blocks and cookers. Got guns, now you took. Break from my tooth. It's in my head stuff.
That's an easy joint. Definitely easy, smooth.
Tell me what you when that was sleep, love, that's when eyes you they start talking, saying you out way too often.
Okay, Donny, he getting in that full R&B bag on this shit right here. I'm rocking. Let's get it.
I see you, baby. I see you for what you were. That's not what
I'm rocking with this shit, dog. He just rocking you to sleep with this shit right here. This shit rocking. It's definitely a late night vibe, chill with a baddie night. Got your giant, man, this shit going hit. Trying to see what that sample is back there. I like some UGK shit.
Is it so hard to do what you came to do?
Came to do.
You. And I know you rather lie here than tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Ain't really into no small talk. I'm really out of your ballpark.
Ooh, talk that shit, nigga. That shit fire. They killed this mother. Ooh. Them keys said whoosh. Yeah, man. This shit feel good. Ooh. Sonically, dog, Don Toliver is arriving in a class of his own. Yes, sir. That shit is some fire. I didn't know Donny T was about to get in that real R&B bag. Straight up. I need this nigga with a record with Party Next Door now, because that shit right up that alley. And I'm a huge fan of Party.
Sometimes you gotta find die, babe. I'm always shady, so don't believe die, babe. We're going to 5 in the morning.
These some big boy fucking records.
I just can't get no easy. Do you a favor, yeah. I just can't get no. She up there in the tequila, no catching.
Woo, no catching them.
Call me later when you're all alone.
Yeah. He can literally just do shit like that all throughout the album, because his production selection is just through the roof. His production selection is through the roof, and sonically he's just overwhelmingly pleasing. Like literally, that nigga voice is an instrument, dog. It accompanies the production he selects so well. I told you, all he can do is that shit. I go crazy. It's a nice nostalgic feeling to this album so far. I'm thinking about where I am and where I was.
And I got evidence.
Residence.
And the red light ain't handling it. In the game, I might as well smell the shit. No outweighing my love, ain't no scaling it.
No outweighing my love, ain't no scaling it. That shit's so easy, but it's everything, dog.
We're going till 5 in the morning. Caught you yawning,
Woo. Yes, sir. That shit's fire. Let's go, nigga. I'm ready to get it. Chee.
Okay. So relax at the crib, little baby. Till the morning, okay.
Till the morning, okay. This is where I'm anticipating the album to kind of move up. He's holding very great momentum by only having 2 features thus far, though.
Shawty get thrown off of my bed. Shawty get thrown off of that red. Feeling right.
He could have got my nigga Tory on this shit.
I need a little bit of that Sprite. Shawty get thrown off of my Shawty get me thrown off.
Definitely some mustard production for sure. You hit this shit right here to this. You sound like a magician on this shit. That shit picked up for sure. He did a lot of repetition, dog. He's known for like the repetitiveness. I think I can deal with it a lot of times because he a lot of times kind of switches up the delivery style, or he gets a higher pitch or a higher registry that he may do it in. So, I mean, and I just think his tone, I know I keep on saying it. I'm going to be repetitive with saying that shit. The nigga tone is just like marvelous, immaculate. I mean, you can just hear that shit over and over, bro. The shit is soothing. The shit is almost hypnosis almost. Baby Keem, they got some good chemistry. I like that they record on Keem Records. Let's go, niggas. Shout out Iverson. Can you break my hair like Iverson? Let's get it.
In and out the state, yeah. This shit up for tape, yeah. My girl moving at a pace. If that shit moving too fast, I hit the brakes.
Woo! What a switch up. Let's take this shit out of space then. What we doing, Donny T? That's how we feeling? Let's do this shit then. Ain't known to keep it silent. I condone the violence. Ooh, that nigga talking greasy on here. Hold up.
I gotta run through the fire.
Okay, Baby King for seconds. Let's get this shit then. Top of the morning. Let's get this shit.
I need a hoe like Mariah. I wanna swear with the tire. Make the family retire. I gotta see the hope either way.
I make the family retire.
To show the light to the weak. Dodging the fake, woke in a late.
Damn. It's like that though. I wouldn't mind a video for this one. Everything seems big. It's a nice balance of current and nostalgic vibes. Like, I wouldn't mind a video to that Keem and Donny T record. They got some good chemistry. Wouldn't mind more records from them either. That's like Donny T's signature, like instrument. It's like these muffled horns, trumpet type of. Like it's like these. That's his signature, dog. And honestly, I don't think that's the most ear candy type of sound. But the EQ, the EQ they got on that shit go crazy. Told her to giddy up. That nigga all the way up here. Ooh, oh yeah, oh yeah. Ooh. Travis back for seconds. This shit sound real mythical.
Before I break about this place, take an A for levitate. Body good, body great. Below the waist, real estate.
Below the waist, real estate. Shit sound crossfaded, boy.
Yeah, I see you, I see you. Put you on your own grind.
Last record, Bogus. Yeah, man. There you have it, man. Life of a Dime by Don Toliver. 16 records, front to back. Definitely a well-rounded project. Sonically, like that's the first thing on your mind when you listen to this dude, when you leave a record, when you leave a track of his, it's just sonically overwhelmingly pleasing. Like the musicality that this dude possesses, I believe is a class of elite that he's in. And that's just the immediate, like what I leave, like sonically, he nailed the expectations I was expecting. Vocally, he got into some bags that I necessarily didn't really even hear him in ever before in the past. Double Standards. Double Standards is a standout record to me because it was a little more vulnerable. He was a little more vulnerable on that record. He was a little more in that R&B bag. Like I never really necessarily heard him get all the way in that bag like I seen him demonstrate on that record. He let you a little bit more inside of him. Pause. He let you a little bit more inside on just the individual of Life of a Don or Don Toliver. I don't necessarily feel like I left away with this project like really getting to know him a lot more, but it did seem like he turned a corner in just like the vulnerability he is in a relationship. You know what I mean? Just expressing his love for his woman, kind of like what that life is. So I'm not even sure how old Donny T is. I would say probably middle-aged 20s, 25 or so. Yeah, like I said, 27. It seems like that music is representing where he kind of is in life right now. But some of my favorites for sure. I love the intro. Started off with a great pace. Way Bigger. Probably hands down one of my favorites. That's just like right up my alley when it comes to just like sonically where my ear kind of sits at naturally. And I think that's like the premium version of Don Toliver. He's just all the way in his bag. You know what I mean? Just showcasing a lot of variation in his voice and his tone, his texture, the register he likes to get into. And he was talking the shit on that mug. You know what I mean? I'm always with niggas that can talk their shit confidently in their pocket, but also just execute it at a very high level, which I thought he did on that Way Bigger record. Travis features, I really wasn't overwhelmingly pleased with. You know what I mean? I think they kind of so close to each other in tone and texture and just the production that they kind of select. They remind me of each other. I probably should say he reminds me a lot of Travis when they're on a record. So they kind of don't have an offsetting contrast when they own the same record, but they make sense because I think they run a close lane. But it didn't like, I would just say the feature didn't like take me off my feet when it came to the Travis records. I was definitely a fan of Smoke. Like I said, I see that Smoke ringing off at the Rolling Louds, all the festivals. I could see him just, you know what I mean? That's going to be the mosh pit joint. You know what I mean? Anything with SoFago. He got the young guns, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna really rile off and go crazy at the Rolling Louds, the festivals. And it looked like Don Toliver puts on a pretty incredible show, so I would definitely want to see that one live, experience that one. Outer Space with Keem, I also thought was another standout record. I think they got a good chemistry. I would definitely love to hear more records. I would probably suspect that maybe a video was coming out of one of those two with the features with Baby Keem or SoFago. I would probably pick one of those to probably be maybe an upcoming single because I know it's just going to have a lot of momentum with just those guys interacting with each other on the same record. 16 records was a nice sweet spot, you know what I mean? He didn't have a lot of features. I would have liked it to be maybe 1 or 2 records less, but I didn't leave away with the feeling of like, man, this shit was just too long. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people kind of get caught up in putting out a lot of music and just recording and not knowing how to concise it. You know what I mean? Just can pack up a nice package. So I thought 16 was right at the point where I'm like, okay, yeah, this needs to kind of come to an end. But Bogus, the last record, the closeout record was a solid record. 5X was another good record, I thought. What You Need was a nice single as well. I think some of the low records for me probably may have been like Crossfaded. I don't really remember that thoroughly to the point where it stands out. The one with Travis, the last one, I didn't necessarily need another Travis record, like another Travis feature or collab with them too. So if you take those two off, you can pilot with the rest. That leave it at about 14. I think you sitting at a nice sophomore project without no complaints. But overall, I still am pretty pleased with this record because what you go into expecting with Don Toliver, an overwhelming, sonically pleasing record. And with this record, I think you leave with that without no lacking, without any shortage of like, damn, he didn't give me what I expected when it came to that type of space that he thrives in the best, I would say. But you very much leave saying, wow, this shit had vocals, the instrumentation. Like I said, the whole time listening to this record, it was a very nice balance of current era music with a nice nostalgicness to it. You know what I mean? Whether if that was just some of the instruments that he chose in certain records that was kind of like somewhat of the lead. It was a record on here. I can't remember what record. He had like I want to say it was a UGK. I'm pretty sure somebody gonna be able to look that up. Y'all let me know in the comments if y'all get it exactly what sample that was. But yeah, man, back to the point of it just having a nice balance of current music and just a nostalgicness feel to it. That way it's kind of like mature, but you still get that younger crowd because his tone, I think, is almost pleasing to anybody's ear. You know what I mean? Vocally. You know what I mean? I don't think you really can turn your nose up and be kind of distasteful about what he puts out sonically, vocally, his texture. He has a lot of different ranges and variations he can get into. So, yeah, man. I'm excited to see how this record kind of, what life it takes on. I'm not really sure number-wise what it's expecting to do. I would probably say, I don't expect it to go number one. Do I expect this to be like in the 100,000s? Probably not. You know what I mean? He didn't have the biggest rollout. He's on tour right now. I think if you're a fan of Don Toliver, you know everything that's going on as far as like the album. You're probably catching him at the shows. But on a universal grand scheme, I still don't know if he's tapped in all the way into that space or that tier. You know what I mean? I think he's just overwhelmingly talented though. And if you're a cult following fan of his, you're bought all the way in with a record like this. You know what I mean? I don't know if I could sit with it and really compare it to Heaven and Hell, his debut yet. I would have to probably listen to these probably in a closer space to like listen to them next to each other and see which one kind of was. But initially I know Heaven and Hell probably took me off my feet a little bit more because I didn't know exactly what all he can do at what capacity. But now I've got a nice amount to see what he can do. And I'm kind of comparing this to all of that. So I think it's going to take some time for me to actually sit and see where it actually aligns amongst his catalog. But the one thing I will say, he reached a certain peak on this album that I don't know necessarily he reached on Heaven and Hell. So Heaven and Hell, I know front to back is a nice project. It's a solid debut. But this one, I think he reached a higher peak as far as like his talent, his performance, what he did on Way Bigger, getting into a different bag that he necessarily wasn't explicitly in on a song called Double Standards. I think that's a new area that he can explore more in, especially substance-wise. I would definitely want to hear more of that because if it's one thing that I still kind of leave wanting after listening to this record, I would probably say still wanting to know more about Don Toliver, the person, the individual. A lot of his music, I think, is very kind of like vague as far as like the lyricism. It's not down to like him naming specific names in his life, moments, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like a storytelling type of project when it comes to song, but you get glimpses off of what he's describing from a vaguely perspective, if you know what I mean. And that works because everybody can kind of just plug and play where they see that story he's depicting in song from song to song. So it works, but if you really want to get people to buy all the way into the person, and I think that's really where you make your core fans at, is when they grab on hold that person as that artist as a person and not just an artist. I think that's really where you kind of make those connecting the dots from me loving your music to me now just loving you and supporting what you got, because I now know you and I can relate more to you on that level. So I think that's room for improvement for him. But sonically, musically, from that standpoint, he's excelling at a very high rate. I will put him in the class of a very elite space when it comes to just sonically, man. Like, and I know I probably overused that word, but man, I think music is it's a lot of merit, and it's a lot of that having to do why successful artists are successful nowadays. How sonically well a project is matters more probably than any other time in hip hop. You know what I mean? It was a time where lyricism reigned supreme, and I think right now sonically the production, arrangement, and things that are just more than the elements of music outside of just lyricism matters the most nowadays. And I think that speaks volumes to somebody like Don Toliver, for sure. So yeah, man, there you have it. You know what I mean? I do a reaction and I do an album review. I hope that y'all really can take some of the things I say and kind of sit with them and listen to it again through that lens. I will myself. I know my opinion a lot of times will grow as the album grows with me, and I think this album does possess that type of potential to actually grow better than just the first listen. It probably can grow with the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth listen. And that's what good music is supposed to do. You know what I mean? It's very rare that you know something is a classic right out the gate. I think music is supposed to be a test of time. And I think he has a potential to be one of those artists where his music will be able to stand with the test of time. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this album. Let me know your favorites. Let me know if I need to do some one-on-one reactions with just specific songs and dedicate specific videos to just that song. And, you know, I'm down to do it because I'll be listening to this album for the next few weeks for sure, and seeing how I grow. And I may pop back on here and do maybe a recap of the review, you know what I mean, and kind of give y'all an update on how I'm feeling about it. But definitely if he drops another single with a video, I'll be reacting to that for sure. I'm hoping that it's maybe the one with Baby Keem or Sofago. I'll definitely be a fan of those. Or Way Bigger. Way Bigger is just like, yeah, Way Bigger, Double Standards. I like the intro. The Swangin' record was crazy too. And then the one with Keem and Smoke is my favorites. Smoke, Outer Space, Swangin', Way Bigger, 5X, Double Standards, and Escape. So I probably got 7 songs solidly that I know I'll probably add to my playlist. So, yeah, man. Hey, I'm going to let y'all listen to the record. Y'all get to it. Y'all let me know. Hit me in the comments. Like I said, I want to hear y'all thoughts on this album, man. And what y'all actually think about Don Toliver. Do y'all suspect he going to be one of those guys that lead the next era of music in hip-hop? And do y'all even consider him a rapper or somebody that's just a part of the hip-hop community and out of that envelope and kind of doing their thing? Y'all let me know. But yeah, get in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, turn on all the notifications. We just hit 2K. A road to 5K is next. Please make that happen. Smash that subscribe, that wherever it is, man. Smash the subscribe button. Y'all know what to do. It's your boy Word. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Music is my life. And 14 months ago, I enrolled into the Los Angeles Film and Recording School, studying music production and music business to get a 4-year degree. And though COVID interrupted all our plans, I've still been able to maintain a 3.7 GPA. So yeah, I was able to get over the Zoom calls and the remote learning, but school tuition is quite steep, and financially it's been a challenge to keep up with school tuition. All donations are appreciated. Thanks for watching this video. It's your boy Word. Thanks to all my subscribers, viewers, and followers. Before when I do it again,